Dear friends, it's a pleasure to welcome Professor M.P. Das to our studios. Professor Das is a PhD in physics and a professor in the Department of Theoretical Physics at the Australian National University, Canberra. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Today we'll talk to Professor Das about learning and in particular about physics. So young people are often daunted with studies and the load of academics that they carry. So why do you think a young person should choose to be a scholar? Why learn at all?
That's a good question, actually. See, everybody has got a smart mind. It's a question of opportunity you get. And if you get an opportunity to study, particularly science, science is something like systematic knowledge. That's why you find it's a very precise thing, unlike other areas of humanities and so on. Out of this science, physics is supposed to be rather more fundamental. And I'll give you a small example. There was, in the 17th century, there was a great French philosopher cum physicist cum mathematician, René Descartes. He has a model of a tree. He used to describe the roots are metaphysics, the trunk is physics, and the branches are all branches of human knowledge. So that's why physics is a subject. It attracts the smart students to make a career into that. It's difficult, as you know. It's difficult because you have to understand the concepts. The concepts are used in understanding the laws of nature, and you apply to various useful things. And today you find the electronics, which is everybody has realized how important it is. It comes out of the fundamental research in this particular area. And to do good physics, you do need to have mathematics, because that's the language of physics. If you have done good mathematics, perhaps you can do also good physics. But if you do practical work, then not so much mathematics, but you have to know about various complicated things happening in this material world, like how the bonding takes place, how the semiconductors come, how the superconductors come, and a variety of other things and so on. It's very attractive. Once you are engrossed into it, I don't think you feel like leaving it. And that is what attracts a lot of students to this area.
What could be some other benefits or opportunities for those who choose to pursue physics and study it at a higher level?
Right. So there are two aspects of it. One group of people who are very interested in doing fundamental science, like why two electrons repel each other, why the apple falls but doesn't go up. So there are basic laws of nature which are tested by such examples, so which I give. So there are four fundamental interactions we call gravity, which is applied to falling of the apple, or the electrons repel, electromagnetic theory, or strong interaction, weak interaction, and so on. So these are the areas in which people who are interested in fundamental science, fundamental physics will go. But these areas also have applications. Variety of application in today's world. You see these lasers, semiconductors, everywhere, electronics, everywhere this is applied. And so the useful part of it comes from the applied nature of physics that you see in industries and everywhere.
And as you said, Professor, physics is not an easy subject. It's seen as a tough subject. So what can we do as parents, as teachers, and ourselves as learners to, to kindle our interest in physics?
Right. So, it is the first duty of a teacher to incite the student's brain that yes, this is an important area, and some of the important concepts are to be given to the student as a very simplified sort of paradigm. And once he enjoys what this subject is, then he gets enough impetus to apply it in his studies. It is, yes, a difficult subject, unlike other areas of our activities in humanities and all that. But then one should develop that interest for which I will make the teachers responsible. They have to incite the student.
There should be probably more interesting activities, and they should probably
That's
be able
right.
to show students the
Yeah.
application part,
That's right.
not presented as a
Right.
theoretical subject.
Right, right.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, a lot of applications you find, particularly whether mechanical properties or electrical properties or electromagnetic properties, and they have everywhere applications in today's life. So that's why physics is a fundamental subject.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for coming to our studios and for sharing your views on this difficult subject. Thank you
Welcome.
very much, sir.
Welcome.